We are back on the Morning Brew with Friends. It is awesome. We got our old friends, Sean and Augustine. Augustine, it's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Because I know you're the guy you're my go-to guy whenever I want to find out anything about the South Broadway. You know everything about it. There's some cool stuff going on there right now, right?
Yeah, we've got a busy summer coming up, so.
There's artwork, there's everything, and then there's this cool youth film project you guys are collaborating on, right, Sean?
Right. That's coming up July 13th to the 24th. I had to peek. Yeah, we're going to, Augustine and I are working on it. He pulled me in on this, and I'm glad to be a part of it. Eventually what we're planning on is having these classes for a group of 20 high school or recent graduate young folks, students, 20 of them to explore filmmaking and make a movie and eventually have that film screened. So they're going to be taken from pre-production and production and post-production. And finally, the first part of August, we're going to have a screening down at the John Lewis Theater.
Yeah, July 30th at 8 p.m. is when the unveiling or the premiere of the project is. It's an NEA grant. We have a few slots open, so please call 848-1320 if you're interested in having take part in this program. It's based on the concept of getting a poem, breaking it up into 20 segments, and then transporting that poem into a film where each student would shoot maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes, or whatever, and the body forms into a
full film.
Right.
That's very cool. And you guys chose, of course, one of the great poets of Albuquerque.
Yes, Jimmy Santaolalla.
Who is just one of the greats. Which poem are you guys going to be working with?
We're going to do the poem that kind of made him famous, El Gato.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And then, like the first 2 days of the program, we have Karen Vargas who's going to come in and teach introduction to poetry. Then from there, it's going to lead into film and developing a film.
That's great.
Right. And so we have Christopher Michael Roybal.
He's been on the show. He's a great friend of the show.
Right, from weareincrediblefilms.com.
Yeah.
Who did the Spanish Room and Siempre Flamenco.
Yes, he was just on the other day time with Siempre Flamenco. It's a great film, beautiful movie.
So he's going to break up. He's going to be holding classes down there, and then we'll also have a little acting class as well.
Yeah, we're going to have an acting class.
That's right.
And once the students complete the program, we're going to give them a camera.
Oh, they actually get a camera, like an
like
actual
a flip camera.
Oh,
yeah.
very cool.
I mean,
The idea is learning how to make art with whatever means you have to make art.
I love it. I love it. So how did you guys come to this idea and making this happen? Was it just, and how long have you been working on it too?
Well, like every art piece is influenced by a previous art piece. And a few years ago, we did Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven, and the idea there was that had 20 stanzas. We gave 20 artists the same format to paint an image based on their stanza. We ran them in the Chemo Gallery as one whole poem.
I remember that show. That was so much fun.
So this was something that we wanted to do years ago first, but now finally it's happening.
Very cool. So
first one.
Yeah.
This is the first one with the South Broadway Cultural Center and the Department of Cultural Services.
Yeah,
as well. So we've been working
That's
kind
cool.
of together.
That's
in
very
different
cool.
ways.
So is this something you guys have been wanting to do for years and years and years, or is this something that kind of came in a flash and you said, this is the thing?
To me, I mean, Augustine kind of said, hey, I've got this little thing coming up. Maybe you might know. And so I'm really glad to be a part of it.
Very cool.
This is a nice thing. So
very cool. So 20 kids.
20
and how
students, high school.
High school age students?
Yeah, teenagers and recent graduates, A-OK by me.
Yeah, if you're going into 9th grade, you're eligible. If you just graduated, it's fine.
And then, homeschool.
We'll supply lunch. We'll,
how large is the NEA grant? This sounds like a lot of stuff.
Well, we're matching $12,000.
Okay.
So it's a low budget project, but it's
you are not making Transformers 3 here.
Right.
No, we're not. Well, we are. But they'll eat.
The idea is to get young people inspired. Basically, like I said, you can make art within your own means.
Right, absolutely. Well, that's been one of Chris Roybal's things is that he makes art within his own means. He is the guy who, he does every film, I wouldn't say on the cheap, but within his own, he collects his friends, he collects his family, he collects everybody he can.
And he utilizes all of his materials himself, and then he ends up making a movie.
And they're beautiful films.
They are really, really something.
And that's the kind of thing you're hoping the kids get out of this.
Yeah. Also, the historical context of El Gato and a local poet. It's about celebrating your local artists. And, like when I think of postmodern art, I think of how art is always taking new ownership by newer artists.
Right. So in this case, do you have an idea in your head of what the film could look like, or are you just kind of leaving it up to the students? Do you have sets? Do you have
Well, it's up to the students, but I imagine it might be rough on the edges, which is cool,
right?
Yeah.
Right.
But, it's hard to say, but it's some breeding grounds for the future for a lot of these kids too.
Right.
It was your idea to just kind of let them go.
Yeah.
I was very much kind of, we have to get into theory and this is your reading material and this kind of thing.
Here's your homework before you get in.
We had a meeting down there, and he just said, why don't we just give them some cameras and let them go out on the weekend, give them a portion of the poem, and see what they come up with, and then have it all edited together and screened.
Cool. So this isn't like a summer camp. It's more of a weekend project experience.
Well, it's 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks straight. Oh, very cool.
I kind of see it as like a crash college course in 2 weeks, in film, really.
That's very cool. So do you guys, I don't even know at the South Broadway if you have like editing suites, if you have all of that stuff, or is that stuff you're going to be bringing in specifically for this project?
We're going to, Sean could probably answer that better than I could.
Yeah, okay, I'll fumble with that. We're working with an editor who will take that. It's Michael Nellis, who will be editing that, who does some work around here.
Absolutely.
Yay,
we know that guy. Yes.
Michael.
Our directors back here are loving the fact that we're talking about Michael. He's one of our favorites.
He's a lifesaver when it comes to editing. He's
No
very
doubt.
quick.
No doubt.
So Michael is involved, and Christopher Roybal is involved.
Great.
And we're hoping that maybe Jimmy Santiago Baca could show up for the premiere.
So this is our chance. Jimmy, if you're watching, get a hold of this guy because Augustine wants to talk to you. So classes start the 13th, right? And where does somebody go to is there just a website to find a little bit more?
Yeah, our city website, cbq.gov/SBCC. They could call 848-1320.
Excellent. We love it. And just sign up.
Just sign up, yes.
That's cool. It makes me wish I was 14 again so I could learn to make a film, right?
I know.
Where was this stuff when we were 14?
Nowhere. Nowhere. We had black and white. We had 3 channels. That was it.
Right. More importantly, can you make some cat videos?
It's going to be screening down there.
It's El Gato.
Right.
That's true.
I love that.
And the cat videos will be at the South Broadway Cultural Center, too.
We'll be back in a couple of minutes. We'll talk more about cat videos and El Gato on The Morning Brew with Friends.